Let's talk USB sticks for your Bernina 880. Now we have a couple videos that we're going to be covering with the information like which formats and if you're using a Mac computer versus a PC computer, just a couple of those things that you need to know. So one thing that you do have, and it came with your Bernina 880, is a Bernina USB stick. Now up to right now, I only thought it was a USB stick, which is great, except I was like, what's on this end? And this was very exciting for me because I didn't realize it was on the new Bernina sticks, this is a USB-C. So actually this plugs directly into my Mac computer because I actually don't have a USB port, which is no problem. I just use some type of like little pigtail, but this side here is the same size as this. So if for those of you using some of the newest equipment, this was actually a nice surprise. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We're going to just put that cap on it and be able to use it from your computer to the machine. Now, this is a 16 gig USB stick that comes with this machine, and it's ready to use with the Bernina, so it's going to work just fine. Now, if you are buying other USB sticks, do keep in mind you probably do want to buy them in the smaller size. Like this one here is a 1 gig stick. Now you think, oh my gosh, is it not going to hold enough? Keep in mind, embroidery designs are actually very, very tiny files. And so loading an entire like collection from a CD or from a collection you download from the internet is not going to even start to fill these up. So just keep that in mind. You can put a ton of designs on here, but you might not always want to keep all the designs. I mean, there's a point where you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, trying to find what you're looking for, where I use this a little bit more as a transportation mode. So I use it, and then when I'm really done with the designs, I'll go ahead and clear them off the stick. Now, I actually have two in my hand because you actually realize you have two ports over here on the side. So I'm going to put them in just a second, but when we take a look at our screen, you're used to this welcome screen when you have the embroidery module on. And when you notice at the top, there's a USB symbol. So right now, since I don't have any sticks plugged in, nothing is showing. But when I do plug them in, I'm going to touch that and then they will show up. So I'm going to just put the Bernina one in the top location and then touch the USB symbol. I see what's on that particular stick there, and then when I put the other one in, I get a different screen. I pretty much get a stick 1 and stick 2. So stick 1 is the first one, and then as I go back, stick 2 is the second one. So again, if you were needing to pull designs off of one and a second one, you can put them both in at the same time. So very nice and convenient at that point. So let's talk formats for just a second. You will need to be putting on the format of EXP or DST. That's what this machine will recognize. So that is the formats you need to be using. If you're using ART, that's not what we're looking for. It's not what's going to work with this machine. Next, one last thing. So I do use a Mac computer, so a quick little note. We'll do a separate video too on this, but Mac users do keep in mind, and you're going to notice it when I go into my sticks here, is that you are going to get a weird looking file when you look in the folder of the designs you just downloaded. So I get a lot of questions like, what are these little pink squiggly lines that you see on the screen? So there's just a little extra, there's nothing wrong with your machine, there's nothing wrong with your USB stick or your computer. Just Mac computers do one extra little file that the Bernina can actually see. So I have a little trick for you. If you are using a Windows PC computer, please ignore all of this information. All you need to know is that when you are looking at your USB stick, they'll come right up and then you can select the designs you're ready to embroider. Okay, for those of you who are seeing these, you're going to notice twice as many designs on this USB stick. I have page 1 of 16 here. So here's what I'm going to do. I need to actually scroll to page 8 because at 8 or 9, let's see here, how's the numbers work? Here we go. Right at 8, I start to see my designs. And these are the ones that actually actually are embroidery designs. The lines are not. So when I touch it, this will bring it right in. This is a whole group of monograms and fun borders that I have plans for and hope to get to embroidering them in the future. So if I wanted to add a second one from that USB stick, I can add the plus, and there's a second one. And then I could change the hoop size so I could have some fun with maybe positioning the designs in a location that would be presentable. There we go. How fun would that be? All right, so just know that designs from your USB sticks can be brought in just like accessing the designs that are built in to the Bernina 880.